Well, hello again, and welcome back to the Goblin Vox. It's been a while since we've done one of these, but I've just got back from the Warlord Open day. It's the 27th of September, and what a day it was, although being cramped into a smart car for 3 to 4 hours there and back from South Wales to Nottingham has taken its toll, so I'm pretty worn out, to be say the least. It was a hell of a day. We started off strong. We had a Q&A session with John Stallard and Rick Priestley. That was pretty insightful. It was nice to see sort of direct word of what they see coming up in the future. Highlights were they're talking a little around what's planned for boat action, a little bit of K-47, and then there's just general chat. So that was pretty nice. We had a really good tour of the factory and the sort of production side of things, starting with the design studio. Some pretty cool stuff in there. The cabinets of pretty much the entire range, which I love to see. But especially they had the new Japanese, the Ghost Troopers, I believe they were called, that are coming up, and the new British Automaton Walkers. And if you like the old ones, the new ones are real good. They're much taller, and they've actually do have the big sword bayonets from the artwork, so they are one to look out for. We went through the resin production. Not going to dig into the bag straight away, but we had some bits from there. Very, very interesting gentleman right now. Can't remember his name because I'm very tired, but I'm very passionate about what he did. And Richard had plenty of questions for him as he works a lot with sort of casting. So that was quite insightful to see the way they do things. And they also let us dig through a big box of miscasts. And because their quality standards are so high, they were saying, they don't get many. So over, I think, 10 months, they had a cardboard box around about yay big, just full of just different things. For a tank nerd like myself, it was quite fun to just be like, oh, that's Taldi, that's Ferdinand, that's San Vente. And it's like, okay, yeah, we get the idea about it. So I ended up with a slightly miscast body of a Hollywood Tiger. Don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I might see if I can kit bash it up for a K-47, or might just make some scenery out of it. We then went down to the cry casting. So that's the new Warlord resin. The machine is literal magic. It's about the size of a small fridge, and essentially they just put the molds in, which were incredible things. They were showing them off. Basically all silicon with a few reinforcements. Put them together, put it in the machine, it vacuums them closed, sucks the air out, injects in the resin, and in 2 minutes time they're ready. Pop back out, and the entire thing was just full of little Sophie commanders. They were just there. Couldn't quite get over that. I think replicators are now real, and they were lying to us. It wasn't actually plastic injection, they were just magicking them into existence. So that was a nice little freebie again. We'll be going through the bags again in a second because there's a lot of stuff. We then had a lovely chat with the metal casting guys. He's a bit of a character, an Australian man who was very keen for people to ask questions because he just loved talking about his job. So that was pretty great to see. It was really to see a company that everyone feels like they're just mates or friends, just getting on with the job they love, working towards something that they really want to be doing. It sort of felt very connected. You couldn't really get over the vibes there were just so high all day. I know it's their open day, but yeah, you just got the impression they know why they're there. They're not messing around. But also, we did spend a little bit of money, not too much. We may have picked up a large battle set related to somewhere where we've been recently, so look out for that on the socials. Picked up a few bits and pieces with trade, but we'll get onto this first. I did also go to visit Skytrax, who are Warlord's sister company. Just put that aside for now. And from them, I picked up a few interesting bits. They have these objective markers. So the idea is you get these boxes, they're the same no matter what, and then you get a little sprue of nation-stick gear. So with these, I'm going to make some cool little SOE supply drops. Boards, they can be dropped anywhere, but I mean, what's wrong with France, eh? Good for K7 as well. And then this was part of a grab bag that we got. So it was random bags picked from a hat. Which one you got? I got a bit more light in the situation. Lots and lots of scatter terrain, which is great for my supply drops. So we got all different barrels, and boxes, and parachuted in bits and pieces and accoutrements. So sacks. If you're doing something Red Bull Express related, it might be very fun. So can't wait for that. We did also get our K47 dog tags, which were basically your pass for the day. That was quite a fun way to do that. And hearing these things clanking all day really has massive pain in the ass. There we go. Entered the speed competition. So we had Richard's entry, as usual, Mr. Blobby, every single time. And then I went for a attempted recreation of my Style Trooping DAC. Kind of pulled it off. Got a little bit of the motif on there with the non-naughty palm tree, as I call it. And because apparently I pulled the hat, pulled it out of the hat, I won a inflatable Panzerfaust, which can't wait to get that on the shop display. What have we got in there? Oh, business things in there. Right, the goodie bag. These things were pretty rammed. Couldn't really go wrong with that. What do we get? I got a frame of Style Trooping. Because, I'm going to need several of those. Do have a competition coming up in a few weeks, so I'm going to have to get ready with that. And then we also had... there we go. Here's the miscast Hollywood Tiger chassis. I thought it was pretty bloody good myself. Couldn't go wrong with that. Probably going to try and get one of the new K47 turrets. Well, one of the bubble ones or the big old blasty ones for that. Maybe some legs, maybe tracks, not quite sure yet. I think I do still have some Rubicon tracks kicking around somewhere. We have Roberta Wells. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with her yet. Yeah, she was pretty awesome. And then also, they had a large selection of Paul Sawyer's books. Obviously, he sadly passed away earlier this year. So they had lots of his books on sale. It was sort of a pay what you want, and the proceeds went to going to Paul Sawyer's family. So many books. What an amazing collection. I probably could have spent hours just digging through those. Yeah, some incredible bits there. But this one struck me. Might be linked to a certain battle set I was mentioning earlier. As we were literally just at the Pegasus Memorial. The only copies of this book they had there were in French. So I thought, screw it, let's get this. And I got this for 10 Great British pounds, so that was very nice. So I hope that does go to help Paul's family. There we go. We also had... here he is. So this is the magic man that came out of the casting machine. I saw the mold go in, and 2 minutes later, 10 of these guys popped out. Richard had a Nachtjäger, I believe that's what they're called, sort of half snaky guys. So he was quite happy with that. I think I might be painting this guy up to look a little bit like Zhukov. Not quite sure yet, but considering these are the yet unreleased Soviets, very nice. Maybe starting a Soviet army. By the way, if you want some Soviets, you can pre-order those now. And then we also got a dice, a little Warlord dice with a W on it. And of course, this beautiful Conflict 47 bag. So, lots went on today. Still processing it all really, but yeah, really solid day. And then to finish it off, we went over to Bugman's Food and we had drinks with the Warlord sales team. So that was pretty funny as well. Yeah, hell of a day, plenty of freebies, a whole raft of information. So if you've got any specific questions, let me know or come into the shop because I'm pretty sure I could fill you in with some very interesting information. That's all I've got for you now. Thanks for watching.